As a species, we've long sought to answer the question whether life could exist elsewhere. Today we know that water, the basic building block of life, has existed in the far corners of our planetary system. As the search for distant water brings us new understanding, it is the search for water on Earth which continues to confound. And though the signs are encouraging, we don't know for sure whether this basic and precious resource, so essential to life, can be found in time to save the many on our planet who live without its life-sustaining properties. In the year 2000, the United Nations marked the dawn of the new century by issuing a historic challenge known as the Millennium Development Goals, which laid out a series of targets for reducing social and economic ills in the world by 2015. And among the goals was a challenge to half the amount of people in the world who are living without drinking water and sanitation.
In an age when human beings have learned the code of human life and can transmit their knowledge in seconds from one continent to another, no mother in the world can understand why her child should be left to die of malnutrition or preventable disease.
For the first time in the year 2000, the world came together and pooled their efforts, their energy, and their resources toward measurable goals with deadlines. And that's very important because for the first time, we were all moving in the same direction toward these goals with deadlines. Everybody in the world has an important role to play if we're going to achieve these lofty goals that we've set before all of us, the Millennium Development Goals. And organizations like Hermandad are a perfect example of how we're working overseas not to just bring aid, but to make sure that we engage communities and determine together with communities what their needs are and what is the most responsive way to get them the aid they deserve and that they need.
Hermandad Inc., for 35 years, has fought to open up access to clean water and sanitation for the rural poor of Latin America, with a current emphasis in Dominican Republic. Hermandad understands the downward spiral of entrenched poverty and has developed a multi-pronged approach to unraveling its debilitating effect on communities. Such a program needs to be responsive to the needs of the community, and so it is with Hermandad. Their focus remains on the development of natural local leadership and in the demonstration of methods of community organizing which can continue to unite the communities in addressing their problems today and into the future.
Que si algo tenemos en desarrollo, se le debe a Hermandad junto a nosotros como Alianza Campesina Ocoeña, porque juntos se le dio vida a más de 13 o 14 comunidades con acueductos excelentes. Aunque hoy, ya al tiempo que hace que se construyeron esos acueductos, carecen de ayuda, pero vemos que por ellos respiramos y por ellos tenemos vida.
With the communities providing the labor, Hermandad's financial and technical assistance enable the local people to take the lead in creating long-term solutions, giving rise to a widening circle of positive returns. Each village goes through a preparation and education period for up to 6 months prior to the groundbreaking regarding the organizational upkeep that the water system will need going forward. And that education works and has already made its way to a new generation. Esperanza walks with us to the tank in her village of Los Palmeritos.
Vamos a llegar a una casa y luego llegamos al acueducto.
This sends the message that the knowledge is reaching the inheritors of this clean water aqueduct. Hermandad's methodology blends perfectly with what are traditional labor practices in these mountain villages. The use of work brigades to assist community families has been widespread for generations.
As a Peace Corps volunteer, I got to work with the community that I was building a water project for, which I was managing and constructing. I saw firsthand 500 families get new access to drinking water, to easy access to drinking water, and it was an amazing sight. They now had available drinking water in their backyard. They now had available water to cook. They now had water available to bathe. The biggest thing was, typically in the Dominican Republic, culturally, it is a woman's and girl's job to carry water. They no longer had to carry water. The extent of the water was from the tap stand to the kitchen.
I know what it is to carry water. So we carried water from a river using gourds. Fill up the alganas, which is just a carrying contraption on a donkey, and we would go and fetch water. We were taking downstream, and we would carry this unsanitary water and store it, traditionally call it tinaja. Sometimes after a few days, we would see that there were what we thought were little fishes. Now, this is a child thinking, and as a kid, I thought there were fishes in the tinaja, and didn't dawn on me those were parasites that were just swimming in this water. And what we would do is, and some people may have this experience, we would hit the tinaja and they will all go down. I guess the vibration of the water somehow would force these parasites to go down, and we would scoop the water from the top. Mind-boggling.
This village, Nueva Rosa, is a destitute group of families housed near the Haitian border. These families are trapped in the hopeless predicament of working for a local landowner who pays them only in food. Thus, they have no means to better their life in a village possessing disease-ridden water, no sanitation, and no hope of educating children. Hermandad has approached the residents to assist them with building a system of latrines.
Imagine a child crawling. You just had a baby and your baby is crawling on dirt. This child, throughout his life, will probably never get rid of parasites. Parasites will go through the skin, through his feet. He'll be eating the dirt. Totally unhealthy.
Country Director Joe Simon meets with the Cuban landowner to get permission to use his land for the latrines. Meanwhile, most days, the village of Nueva Rosa washes in collected ponds of water polluted by animal waste and bacteria. The UN has declared safe and clean drinking water and sanitation as a human right, essential to the full enjoyment of life and all other human rights.
Of course, it's obvious that it's in the long-range self-interest of our planet and in the maintenance of peace to provide for people who are underprivileged and don't have the advantages of other peoples. If we expect to have peace on the planet, then we have to really be intent on meeting the human needs of the whole human family, no matter what religion or what culture or what nationality they may be.
The village of La Cabuya, with Hermandad's assistance, recently constructed the first water tank in their history.
So this is the spring box. Simple, simplistic by design. And that is because sooner or later it's going to be damaged. Hurricanes come through, natural erosion happens. You can protect against these things, but it's always best to have a backup plan. The community needs to be able to reconstruct the spring box with their limited resources.
Among Hermandad's chief objectives is the establishment of local institutions, which can continue the work that Hermandad has begun. The first such institution, formed in 1996, is called Al Campo. It is a collective of farmers from 12 communities undertaking their own community projects related to water, health, and economic opportunity. Some of these men and women have had 20 years experience in the care and maintenance of water systems and are seminal experts thanks to Hermandad's critical mentorship. What is it to be an overlooked person in a world awash in technology? Hermandad and similar agencies are our vehicle to let those slipping into poverty know they are not forgotten.
Imagine yourself with dirt floor in your home and trying to clean and maintain your family. So there in the community of La Caulla last year, there was a donation and about 6 families who had infant children received a concrete floor. There was a concrete floor laid out in their home. The impact of that to that particular family is just amazing.
Hermandad is able to go into a community, understand a community, work with that community, and empower them to come up with the solutions themselves that will then be sustainable. And that helps all of us make sure that they have loud voices and effective voices with their leaders.
So how does Hermandad work fit with the UN Millennium Goal? Clean water, sanitation, period. Now, it is an organization like ours that one latrine at a time makes a difference. One water project at a time makes a difference. Somebody may say, well, that's a drop in the bucket, but the bucket only gets filled one drop at a time.